plan may not be exactly what you want to do. It's definitely still something to lean on if you can, but he's shown that he can clap back. And then meanwhile, are we going to get another hero map from Dia? That's the big question, right? Some other players on the team struggled. I think Dare took like 8 rounds to get a kill, something along those lines. You can't have the one-man show. There was only one player on the Elevate side who was positive that map, and it was Dia, far and away, right? That can't continue. Need more of a contribution from the rest of the squad, because we're not expecting him to drop 30 again.
No.
What do you got there? Ideal spot. What's he doing? Okay, I don't know what exactly happened there, John.
I don't know either. That was weird.
Round seems effectively over.
Yeah, well, that's done. Maybe. Peeping comes around, gets one, and yeah, it's going to have to be a peeping ace in order for this round to go Elevate's way, and that is not going to happen probably here as peeping just gets tagged down to 57, and eventually, there we go, the final blow is struck. Elevate, lose the round, M80 get the first. I have no idea what was going on there at the beginning, but it was a very...
It looked like... I mean, I can't tell what happened with Dare. It almost looked like he was trying to get down the ladder, like maybe a player jumped down and he was following them, but I don't know. A little bit of chaos. We'll just have to piece it together afterwards. What we do have is a full MP9 buy. Not one piece of util. Peeping's got a helmet, but they have bought all the way down on the SMGs. Everybody all across the board, and they're going for a double cat push off of it. Just a straightforward take from M80. 2 players in the site. Molotov gonna make life very difficult for Snap. Dia down, both of them down.
How?
Good luck on this retake.
How does Molp get both of those? That's absolutely
the Molly
insane.
Was burning one.
Maybe the Molly helped, but still, like, Molbs was in the open for quite some time, and he still manages to get a couple of frags with the assistance of the utility. Either way, 5v3 in favor of M80 in this round. Probably over. I'm surprised they're still fighting on the Elevate side. They got nothing in the next round. They continue to fight. They lose 2 more, and then lose the last as well. I understand he's kind of stuck in jungle in that situation, but everyone else could have avoided the fights, and, well, Sin racks up another couple of SMG frags.
I'd imagine the idea was you're not really going to get much with 3 MP9s, so try and play for some exits, make some more money off of it, maybe get some utility up. It's not the worst idea in the world, but no. M80, don't let it succeed.
Yeah, at all. Ooh, alrighty. So, M80 going to reinvest here for a couple of players who went down in that previous round. He got to 2 Galils, the AK, the MAC-10, and Sin? Going to buy. There's a gun on the ground for him. I'm assuming there's a gun on the ground for Sin here, and he's just going to run over it and pick it up, or maybe he's having some kind of connection issues. I don't know what the case may be, but either way, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to find out because there's a tack timeout called by Elevate to talk things over. They're not happy with the way this map has started out.
Maybe just trying to cool down as well.
Yeah.
Avoid any potential tilt early on, settle in, acknowledge that this probably isn't going to be their round, put a plan in place for the next. As we know, this team can be volatile, to say the least. They've been prone to internal issues before, so when something's not starting off well, I'd imagine it's good to head that one off at pass, you know.
Yes.
Get things firmed up early. And M80 is going to run an exec. Rinse.
Straight repeat. Up. Well, you can't blame him. Oh my god.
It's just pistols on the other side, but it's just, you gotta feel for Elevate at this point. They're getting erased on these hits.
Sin is just running a USP. Like, that's all he's got in this round. He didn't really buy up anything, and he gets the opening frag with the USB, and then, of course, the rest comes through for M80. They push them back all the way. Sin continues to fire away, finally dropped by Snap, but loses pretty much nothing in the process, only gains money from his lone frag, and Darren Shane on the outside looking in. Is Shane here?
He appears to be in spawn, holding.
I mean, like, is he actually holding, or is he AFK or disconnected?
He might be DC'd. Yeah, he's DC'd. He didn't reset at the beginning of that round. Something was odd there.
Maybe it's just the radar. Who knows?
No,
But-
we're gonna... I don't know. We won't try and read the tea leaves on this. We are gonna get an
It's
investment.
weird. A couple of weird
Did
things
Shane
happening
not
already.
Get loss bonus either? Yeah, okay, there we go. He's getting reset on the HUD. That's what happened here. And now he's a phantom. He's a ghost. I promise he's there. Somewhere. But we should have that fixed next round for you folks.
Yeah. And for us too. Sin
Oh, boy.
going to get the opener onto Dare though. That's not a great start again for Elevate. This is their buy round, of course.
The problem is the way that kind of a setup reflects. Like, that's just trying to catch somebody off guard, right? That's trying to make a cheeky play.
Yes.
Doesn't project the utmost confidence in your own setups. Mobs has been found, though. That's something back in towards mid. They're trying to go for a B exec. He's just peeping over here. Shane, if you're wondering, was playing forward on the A site. Don't quite know where he is at this point.
Oh, peepees.
Gained a foothold. There's the kill. Blind or not, they'll have it. And now with mid control as well. This is going to be tough, but my goodness. What's happened there? The Khalil's betrayed them. They haven't been able to get the spray down. Snav 1 HP. It's enough. Oh my god. Everyone coming out of the market.
I think the smoke is the difference here.
Oh, Sin. I think he might have heard them as well. That's a freebie for sure. Assassination on it, but just down to the clutch. The 1v1. Dia on the other side. Sin not able to lock it in. Dia keeps them alive, keeps them fighting in this one, and gets around on the board for Elevate.
If Sin is able, or sorry, if Swisher's able to stay alive in that situation and Sin strikes after with Swisher still up and running, then I think M80 takes that round. But because he doesn't have that luxury, yes, he gets one, but the duel with Dia in the 1v1, he just for a moment flicked around towards window and said maybe he'll come from there, and that's exactly when Dia re-arrives on the scene. And because of that small moment of hesitation, Dia has a little bit more time, of half a second or so, to readjust his aim sooner than, of course, the last player standing on M80 Sin does. Alrighty, well, first round found for Elevate, so that's a good one for them to get. The thing is, M80 still have more than enough cash to get a pretty strong buy up again here. They're going to lean back into that A site, which has yielded them a ton of success, just with those straight executes previously, but this time it'll be a little bit different. You're going to have 3 players coming from that T-spawn area, a couple of them at the A ramp, one in Palace, and the Palace player's gone. Dia goes aggressive there, almost gets caught out trying to retreat, but does survive with 40 HP. Sin has to be expecting this, and Dia gets a second before he's dropped. That is so big for him to find, gives his team the edge. Snav eats a nade, but now M80 are reeling a little bit. Mobs managed to slip through the cracks, gets in from Connector, maybe a second for him as well on the cards, but not to be just yet, down to 12 HP, hanging on to life by a thread.
He's going to throw it from the murder hole. He doesn't quite know where peeping is just yet. Hasn't been revealed. They're rotating the bomb around. That's the thing. They know they've got 2 contained. They know they've likely pulled 1 more off. It's created a little bit of a vacuum. And well, now this has gotten weird. Oh, that's a heck of a shot. Swisher was low. It all falls to Sin. An op on his ping as well. Eesh.
He's got it. Sin wins these. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm intrigued by the faith.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Well,
15 seconds. Does he just try and keep the gun alive?
I think so.
They're not going to have a great buy around it. They've not got the bomb plant. I mean, we know he doesn't mind playing on the lesser guns, so this is probably getting dropped over to Slacks. But, curious if they force all the way down now. Looks like
I would say yes. Yeah, I mean, the money's weird. Might as well just force down. Slacks has the AWP. Get what you can. Mobs and Swisher still haven't activated yet, and oh, okay. I thought for a second maybe they're
kind of a mixed
they're
minds here.
unsure. Yeah, they're unsure. And Swisher keeps 1,600. Rec keeps 2.5k, but Sin and Mobs buy down. I don't know. I think there's a bit of a miscommunication there on the M80 side, but there will be a little extra cash into that following round for Rec and Swisher. And I mean, regardless, it'll be an eco, you have to imagine, if they lose this.
Swisher dead early. That's just the lone apartments player. They've left the bomb top mid. Want to get frisky. And Slacks has done exactly that. Player boosted in the window. This could get weird. Someone's going to have to go back for the bomb. That's going to be Mobs. Rack up in the corner.
Did Dare hear this?
No, but he should be aware of the possibility, right? They took this much control with pistol players. Yeah, he's looking to clear it. 100% ready for that play. He's wise to that trick.
Yeah, he was really
knows
ready.
what they're trying.
Very ready for that. Absolutely. No audio cues, like you mentioned, but, you know, he still managed to realize what was happening there, which is a very heads-up play. 4v3 in favor of Elevate. Now M80 just sending it through connector. Slacks has the op, but it's not going to have much impact here. You have to imagine with the presence that Shane has, and yep, he locks them down. Slacks and Mobs gone. Sin, the last one, with the AWP, and whoa, nice shot at the least, but that'll be the only frag he gets as Shane gets the immediate trade, and his third on the round. Speaking of three, that's what Elevate's got. They've tied it up.
They have indeed. We saw this on Ancient. Little wobbles early on, then getting back into it.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got here? This is again going to be a limited buy. Rex trying to figure out his math. He's a Counter-Strike player. He's not a mathematician. But eventually he's going to get there. It's a techie round. Love me a good techie round. Fast B play? That's what you do off of a techie round. You get quick.
Well, they're going to have to wait a little bit longer. That Molotov throwing down in front of their feet. But yeah, I love the Tech 9s as well. It's just lets you set yourself up for some pacier play and just such good accuracy on the move.
There's a spot. Surprised it's only the smoke. He only did see the one, but now it comes through. And they're going to threaten through it. Here comes the util. Here comes the nades. The flashes are good. Peeping's down. They're in trouble. This is a big kill for Snav. Needs to try and stay alive. Buy time for his teammates to rotate in. He gets one more. That's something. And the cavalry is here. Oh, and the utility comes along with them. No bomb plan for Swisher. That's what they were really hoping for. Now Swisher reveals his spot. One more kill found. Swisher dancing around the pillars. Okay, no magic happen here. Swisher, the dink! The dink! But no follow-up bullet means that this one's gonna be all she wrote.
Yeah, Swisher walked over an AK and picked it up, but he just had that rhythm with the Tech 9 already and didn't want to risk switching guns, especially because someone could have pushed up on him. And he gets a dink, but it's just not enough to get the frag as well. So M80 losing that round, despite it getting interesting, right? I like the flashbangs that they were throwing right into that B site, helped them get that first frag, but afterwards just mortar strikes coming through, and M80 could not deal with the onslaught that Elevate was throwing their way. So Elevate get a fourth. It's a little bit expensive for them, and there's the flick from Slacks on the boost, but can't connect on the shot. Swisher does manage to find Peeping off screen, so that's something. And look at that, Slacks also getting Dare. The B site's been cleared.
Oh no. Now Dia's in a tough spot as well. Position revealed. Mobs just ripping heads, and there we go. Headshots all the way through. A quick round, a 30-second round, it felt like. And M80 knocked things up once more.
Yeah, Elevate trying to get into the faces of M80 there, but M80 immediately punishing them at every single turn. There was only the B anchor that was available towards that B site, and he was immediately taken out by Swisher. After that, Slacks finds one at mid, and B was free and clear for the taking. At that point, Elevator probably pushing the panic button everywhere, and Mobs takes advantage of that with a couple of clean ones, and the round is just done that quickly. Like you said, Slacks waiting, boosted up again. I like the idea. Does he see the head? Yes, he does. Hits the shot through the smoke. Dare eliminated. 5v4 advantage in the first 20 seconds.
You do be quick with it. Double ramp setup. They're going to get active. Comes a push. Here comes the motion wreck. Thinking about holding for it, but after a quick check, he will back away. So timing can be the name of the game here. Elevate know they need to take some risks. This is the current risk we've got. How far do they want to push this? We know they're a little tortoise-like sometimes in their pace, and well, we're seeing it here. The flank's not going to be an impact. They're clearing out towards B instead, so it's up to these two players to defend. Backbench one. Backbench. Not gone. Elevation betraying, but one more player on. Yeah, this round is over and done with. Presumably going to be a priority to save these two guns.
Well, you do have Sin lurking around towards that A site, so he might be able to catch off Snav if Snav isn't careful, and maybe even Shane, because, you know, you got Shane coming through from top mid. Sin is postured to help out on both sides, and now Rek has spotted out the player top mid. Slacks, in the meantime, takes care of
Big
Snav,
gun.
so yeah, big gun is gone, and Shane is trying to run, but M80 are so good at chasing, man. I'd be really shaking in my boots if I'm Shane. See that nade coming through towards ramp?
He
They're gonna
should be
clear out
okay.
everything. I don't know. I don't know about that. We'll see.
He should be okay.
Ooh, I don't know.
Well, okay.
No, I don't think so,
Needs
Mike.
one. Not gonna happen. Swings back in. Wanted to fight, and he got more than he bargained for. There's no money. There's no money here. M80 looking to secure 6. It's gonna be most likely up against the USPs. Dare's got a Zeus. That's the investment. Respect the hustle.
That's the best thing you could buy in this situation.
What
The
do you?
Zeus.
What's your Zeus spot on Mirage, John?
Ooh. I don't know. I guess towards ramp, probably, in that the corner right up top at ramp. Like, right, yeah. Dio was just
Viable,
looking at it. Yeah.
but predictable.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Okay.
You wait until you get an audio cue from Underpass, and then you yeet out of window and Zeus them as you drop onto them.
Yes, of course. All the style points, Mike. Absolutely the way to do it. This is going to be a nothing round. M80 just taking care of business against the USPs. So yeah, a 6 on picking up for M80, and the Zeus is still alive. Dares and Khan, yeah.
Feels like they're playing shuffle with this.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a turn. Hands on the taser. Sin's making absolutely sure. There's no way this can get... Oh, toe spotted. Toe spotted. 1 toe, 2 toes. Shooting them off bit by bit. It's the worst way to go. Toe by toe.
Well, Elevate. Spending down to 0 at this point. Try and get M4s. No op in play, which always hurts on Mirage. I mean, you want to get that mid control or con control with the AWP, and it just won't happen here because they don't have the money to invest into it. And not to mention the utility is also quite dry. So we'll see if Elevate have enough in the tank here to pull off a 5th round, or if M80 can really pull away with a 3-round lead before we head into the final round of this half. What a shot from Dia!
Okay.
Here we go again. He's the one who really carried them forward on Ancient. Now gets that opener, which is a surprise, I would say, given that it was pure luck. Shane does manage to get a second, but there's the response from Rek to keep it close. Unfortunately for him, he takes a lot of damage in that engagement. He is down to 6 HP, which makes this even harder for M80.
Slowing the pace down. Sin's got this base ramp, but the question is, what can he do with it? No one else is really in position to help him out. So for now, he's just jiggling, hoping a kill comes his way. Very spread out here for M80. Oh, that was the opportunity. That was the opportunity. Ping might have cost him it. That was a very careless wander in. I believe it was either Dia or Shane. That nearly cost them a big moment. Still, with the presence revealed in ramp, now they'll shift their focus towards B. Health's not good for M80, so this could just be a mowdown for peeping, but likewise, he's got nothing to slow it down. So quick headshot, and they're in a lot of trouble.
Lots of flashes.
There's the headshot.
Wow.
Uh-oh, John.
Yeah, they didn't even have to use the flashes there. Rek just getting the headshot onto Peeping, and now the bomb's going to be planted for sure. Elevate are completely out of position here. I was going to say, you know, Peeping's alone on B. If he is found, then M80 will be able to set themselves up and build that foundation on that B site. The thing is, Snav gets 1 and a second as well and takes care of pretty much everything himself. Shane pitches in for the last. That was looking good for M80 until Elevate readjusted and came up from Cat.
It's again, I think just the challenge of, you know, you understand why they put Sin in the apartments with the AWP in that situation, but hey, it's tough to do that on the ping. Still, nicely played, nicely capitalized on from Elevate. Making, taking advantage of a good situation and making that happen. Could have been a tough spot if they'd lost it. Now, instead, we got the capacity for another 6-6 half, another tie up here.
Mm-hmm.
And D has got the big green to do it.
Double op T side. No. Okay. For a second, I was like, that's interesting. But it was just a matter of maybe they were trying to go for an early peek down ramp. I didn't actually have a chance to look at that radar in the moment. But either way, the op has now been dropped to the ground, and they've gone for the more standard setup here. M80? Have a couple of players peering around mid, tons of smokes up here, very little visibility for either side, and a good lineup of the Molotov towards top mid boxes, and that does catch mobs for a little bit of damage, but they throw a smoke into it right away. And now the visibility clearing up a little bit, but there's still 2 smokes up, and you see, Dia saying, you know what, this is weird, I don't want to mess with this anymore, and completely backs off.
There on the blue chair. They haven't played this yet. Could catch them off guard. All you need is one. Especially if Swisher's isolated, setting up util right now, taking the Molotov. There, yeah, there's the capitalize. There's the catch. Patience rewarded in a 5v4 now. Mob's trying to hunt this up, expecting the second peek. He's right to do so, but he can't land the shot. Even with the prediction, there's the juice, there's the gas, but peeping is flooring it over by the van. Spots on more. Kill on for Slacks, a follow-up? No. And that drops the bomb as well. Molotov out towards empty. The Tech-9 comes out to seal it. It has to just be Slacks with the hero moment. Can he even get back towards that bomb? C4 retrieve. Planting it's a different task. Gonna be down the jump through. He can't get away.
Oh, yeah.
The dualies will run him down, and we once again have a tied scoreline to send us to the half. We are back here. Again, another 6-6 half, but M80 now swapping over to the defensive side. Elevate. Slow pace of play on Ancient. What have they got for us here on Mirage?
Assuming more of the same, Mike. Oh, Slacks is not going to be patient, though. He pushes out into mid and takes the head off of Dare immediately. 5v4 for M80, and they continue to push up and try to keep that mid control in their hands. That costs mobs, actually. Snap from long range with a Glock manages to get him, send the immediate trade. They hear the footsteps. They know Elevate's coming. They just have to hit their shots now. Slacks backs off, and Elevate decide to slow it up just a touch here.
This is the strat. Oh, Diaz just revealed the pixel, getting in towards window. He still gets the kill.
That's crazy.
Still gets the kill. Has the read, has the spot. Doesn't need the jump, apparently. Slacks now taken out. Assassination from the back from Sin, but it's going to be Swisher who's under pressure here. Dueling with the bomb out of bullets. Falls to Sin in a 1v2, and this is not the guy you want, ideally. He's been great here on Mirage, but this one's too much of an ask. Elevate strike first.
The scoreline's really starting to mirror Ancient now, right? Elevate won the pistol round in the second half on Ancient. They do the same here on Mirage. We'll see if we have a similar storyline that unfolds here on this map as it did on the previous one. But Elevate going to be able to immediately get those upgrades. They got a couple, no, only one AK actually, a couple of Galils and the 2 Mac 10s as well. M80, they decide to risk it. They go for the full force buy. They got 3 pistols, the SMG, and the Scout in Slacks' hands. Maybe he'll be able to do something here. Oh boy, yeah, he realized that he's in a bad spot, so he backs off as that smoke gets popped. Dare starts to spam his position, but Slacks has already vacated that spot completely. Malps waiting with the Deagle. Probably going to have a peek out of mid. He's very, very good with this Deagle, as you've probably seen many times before. Just spams a couple of shots to get some visibility, but doesn't see enough to justify sticking around.
Here comes the maneuver. They're going to hit the heavy site. Heavy in air quotes, but that's a nice start. That's bomb confirmation as well. Draw some rotation over 50 seconds. Not a team that changes once they've got their first idea.
Oh, nice.
Rec taken out of play. But everybody's here for the defense, and oh no! Dare's just left himself completely exposed. Didn't expect the player jungle. But it's a brawl. It's just on the mobs. Mobs on the Deeg, not going to make some magic happen this time. He is dispelled. And Elevate find their second.
Yeah, it's a good job from Elevate settling things down, because Malbs, I thought he was going to strike for another one after that. Misses his shots, but in the meantime, Elevate don't really focus in on him and get tunnel vision. They make sure that anyone else that tries to peek around and take advantage of Malbs, kind of surprising them on that flank, gets deleted, and that's exactly what happens. Then you only have Malbs to worry about, and his position is already confirmed. So that was pretty straightforward for Elevate after that point. They get up to 8-6. Extend that lead to 2, and the force buy, well, yields pretty much nothing for the M80 side, except for maybe a frag or 2. You have a 5-7 and a Deagle, and the Zeus, of course. You can't be in an eco round without a Zeus, it seems, here on Mirage. Sin has that in his back pocket. Where is he playing with it? No, he's just on the B site. I don't know if he's even got it out. Snap, pushing up here, gets one, and the second, but he gets TK'd by Dia. Dia a little too eager there to try and get on the action. Snap had it under control. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, and it will not. Only Rec left, and Elevate has this round.
Yeah, just a little extra blood for the blood god.
Yeah.
The old 6K, no mistake round. Oh, good.
Indeed.
We didn't talk about it. We needed other players to step up. They've been doing so. Schnav having a nice game. You know, padding it with the 2 ecos here, but having a good game before that. Shane as well. Much stronger. Across the board, it's been more consistent for Elevate.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see Snav and Shane being the ones to step up, because usually they're more in a supporting role. You know, they're not the players that are looked at as the fraggers. We already mentioned it before. It's Dare, Dia, and Peeping who are the 3 players who usually take care of those duties. But you know what? Sometimes the supporting guys get to have their time in the limelight. 9-6 for Elevate, but here comes the true test, I would say, in this half for them. It's M80 with the full rifle buy-up. Slacks got the AWP in his hands. He was very good in the second half of Ancient and, of course, into overtime. And he is just pushing up, no hesitation at all. He is already towards the top of mid. He's got support in the form of Swisher, so they have to realize, okay, we've got all this information, all this map control. Let's just make sure we don't leave A too exposed here. And they're not. They got a couple of players here waiting to receive what will be a full-on execute from Elevate. That Molotov is so important. Great timing for it. Still a great shot from Dia. Malbs, his victim.
Massive early pick. Massive early pick. Rex not getting any stall out util either. He has to get done with the gun. The shift off, costs him. And he won't get another opportunity for it. This should be done. One smoke pop. And a bold swing into it. Okay, hold on. Rounds back on. Sin lost. This will be difficult. No kit either. But here we go. A play up over the stairs. Swisher's brought it back to even Stevens. The Molotov might finish this. And yeah, can't get the smoke out in time. So what do you want, Slacks? You gonna risk this? No.
No.
Gonna think about the save. Keep the big green alive into the next. It's double digits on. This is just a mirror right now for what we had on Ancient, but you'll remember, this is where things came off the rail. This time, it's just the op they have to worry about. But as I recall, John, that was the same thing last time.
It was. It was the same thing last time.
Scriptwriter's getting lazy.
Yeah. 10-6 for Elevate. I mean, look, that was actually a great attempt from M80. You had Swisher coming through, getting that down to a 2v2. On top of it, he stays alive because Slacks throws a beautiful flashbang to guys off vision from CT, which is where Elevate were trying to put the pressure on towards Connector again. Fortunately for Elevate, they get another crack at Swisher, and more so they make it another crack at Swisher because the Molotov and the nades and everything just sailed his way, and he could not evade that damage. So well done from Elevate to secure the round, and then Slacks has nothing else to say, but he will have the AWP, and you do have a decent investment around it. You have the 257s, the Deagle, and the FAMAS for Swisher, and they have the full loss bonus as well to back off to. M80. Not really challenging just yet. Slacks is already taking a little bit of damage. I believe that was util damage. And he's now peering out of Connector to try and find a target towards the left side of top mid. And Snav and the rest of Elevate have already taken mid control, which is kind of being given to them at M80, by M80 at this point, which makes sense given their buy. But Slacks comes out and takes out Snavs. What a shot from him. He'll get a follow-up too. He doesn't, but Malbs does. The Deagle shot connecting onto Peeping, meaning the man advantage still in place for M80.
No guns to pick up, though. No advantage here. Sin's going to be under so much pressure. Malbs is coming in to reinforce. They haven't actually decided where they want to go yet, and Swisher's getting active out of Palace. Well, if he catches the ramp player, this could get really weird. This could get really sketchy regardless of what happens now. I think there's just missed wreck. Dia on this angle, going to the utility. Sin strikes from downtown. Dia wondering what he's missed here. That's a leg shot. Oh, the kill does come through. But that's the bomb. They know it's there. There's only 18 seconds here. Now the flank comes in from Swishy. You can't rotate in. You don't have the time for this. And the op will be retrieved. And again, it comes off the rails here in the round that should have been. Could have been a gimme. Instead, it's anything but.
That's wild. First of all, Slacks with balls of steel comes out towards mid, peeks up close to that left side and hits the shot, then fades away successfully. After that, Sin, his shot from Cat towards Connector with a 5-7, gets that one. Not to mention, Dia comes around the corner, then legs him, so even has an opportunity to take out the Opper. It doesn't pan out that way, but all of that chaos, that pandemonium, Elevate couldn't recover from it, and in the end, they do fall in a round, again, as was the case on Ancient, that they should have taken. So a 7th comes through for M80. Economy's still good for Elevate, so they got the full buy-up coming through. But on the other side for M80, it's even, I don't want to say even better because 3 players don't have that much money, but Slacks and Swisher with the saved guns will have a decent amount of change in their bank accounts to help them out in further rounds. So M80 starting to get into gear here on their defensive side. Peeping's managed to outflank Malbs, who was getting too aggressive towards mid. Snav gets one as well, and I think that they were getting a little over-ambitious on that mid hold.
Yeah, it's something M80 loves to do. Get a little frisky in towards mid, take some risks there, and this time, well, the risks for a reason. Sin mitigates some of it, but, well, oh, look at the spacing. Look at the spacing. Rektiv got completely past him. Oh my goodness, he has a huge opportunity here. Out on the edge of the smoke, bomb plant denied, but Snap was right there. Still, oh, aggressive right up in the face. It's a Glock to finish things. That's a chaotic round, but it is going to be Elevate getting their 11th.
They got that 11th a lot sooner this time than they had it on Ancient, so that's good news for Elevate. The bad news is they lose everyone except for one, so their economy is still going to be a little bit tough going into this one. They should be able to creatively get a decent buy up here, and they absolutely will. 3 AKs, the Galil, and the AWP. On the other side, though, we talked about that saved money from M80, and now's when it's activating. You have Slack still on the AWP, which I'm not entirely sure how he got, but I guess Swisher dropped it, or maybe he had enough money. Anyway, Swisher on the M4, an MP9, and 2 pistols. So again, a buy up that M80 can certainly work with and come through with a round victory on, but if Elevate get this one, then it's probably going to be a little bit tougher for M80, even though that loss bonus is actually still pretty good and they managed their economy well. Interesting stuff unfolding here. Dia again is the one creating all those headaches for M80. He's jumped up to 16 frags.
Goes the motion. Slacks has got the first. Again, big green punishing. They got this ramp control, but they're going to be burned down. Snap burning down. And they want to commit into this take, but the thing is, with Sin pushed apartments, M80 knows. I'm actually surprised they're putting so much emphasis on this window. Oh, they want the crossfire as the player comes through. Did he catch just the one? Dia's wise to it. Ready for the repeat, but misses the timing. Just a pinch. And now Slacks chimes in again. Bomb stuck in Palace. They've cleared this all the way out. Sin's going to be coming late on the cross. Might not expect him to be here, but it's up to Slacks in the meantime. He's dropped the bomb. Now it's just Snav. 30 HP. No idea of Sin's location. The bomb's going to be planted, and Sin will end it. Oh, my goodness. What a journey for Sin all the way through apps, all the way through mid for the finishing blow.
Yeah, and the great part about it is that MP9, even though, you know, he could upgrade, he doesn't have to because the money is so poor for Elevate that even if they force up, they won't really have that much. And it looks like they do want to force up. Surprising, I guess. Well, they're on a double eco, so I guess not too surprising with only that $1,900 loss bonus and a 3-round lead. So maybe they're hoping for a little bit of magic of their own on their side because M80 have been winning these rounds with the inferior buys. The last 2 they've gotten. Slacks, oh my goodness, he is gone. Shane gets one, but a quick 2K right on back, coming through from Malbs to settle things down immensely. And I believe he got information on a 3rd player there.
There's that 3rd player. Done and dusted. Sin's low. This could pose problems. There's the spot. Oh, but there's this shot. I see done from Snav. The question is, can they eke out a bomb plant here? And again, with players low, can't get overzealous here. So bomb plant confirmed. Now some key moments. All on to Snav. Just the Deagle to deal with, and Swisher will do exactly that. Still money made. That's going to be a nice bit of extra cash in the pockets of Elevate.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it helps out considering they invested pretty heavily into this round. I wouldn't be surprised if they still opt for the eco out of this. because the money's not going to be that great, but it sets them up a lot better for the follow-up round. And on top of it, if they can manage another bomb plant in this one, even better. Thing is, M80 are starting to chip away at that lead, that 10-6 4-round lead, now down to only 2.
You feeling another one, John?
I mean, Mike, how can we not? The way things have shaped up, right? It. Of course.
We won't say the word, but yeah, starting to smell a little hint of it. Just a waft. So we might get some faster play here in the apartments. Ooh. Nothing yet. It's a deco. Almost a perfect deco. Dare had to ruin it for us.
How dare you dare?
Elevate just spreading, hoping someone will give them a cheeky peek, a little unfortunate headshot. A little overzealous angle. Or at least for the moment, it's not to be. So a double underpass push. This will be the main thrust right now. They're looking to link up and end A. That presumably means Dare needs to go back and get the bomb at some point. But actually, as they're further committing, this may be an issue. That's a good find for Swisher.
Yeah, it is. This is going to be M80, you have to imagine. Okay, good shot from Snav. Makes leaves Hope alive. They don't have the bomb, though. That's what I was going to say. Dare will get something here. But I just don't understand how, in this type of round, you leave the bomb behind. This is just a complete oversight from Elevate. And Dare will be dropped. 10th round found for M80. Look, it's a round where they weren't expecting necessarily to win, but you still want to give yourself the best chance to come out with that W, and in that case, it didn't happen. One round separates them now.
They got the guns in this one. Can't have those oversights now. I mean, the last round they probably got a little further than they expected, frankly. But now it's time to see if you can close this out, to see if you can split the series with M80. Give yourselves a very important win on the night. Give yourselves very important standing as we think about that playoff seeding. Splitting the difference against M80 could genuinely be the difference between one of those top seeds and not.
Oh, yeah.
If you're first and second place in the group, that's upper semifinals off rip.
I think Elevate would still have a chance of getting that, but yeah, it gets a lot tougher.
Right now, there's a few teams hovering right around the 5-loss mark. I think that might be the mark. I think if you go beyond about 6,
that's when
you're in a lot of trouble. Elevate have 7 at this point. A loss here, I don't think that top seed's in contention.
Yeah. It'll certainly be a huge challenge. Dare gets the headshot, though, and here come Elevate. Rec trying to change things up, but he won't be able to do much at all. He does a lot of damage to Peeping, but it's still a 4v2, and M80 aren't really near this site. Yeah, it has to, I want to say it has to be. Yeah, it does have to be, because Mobs is low on money, and so is Rec. They have to make sure these guns stay alive.
So we're playing for overtime here on the M80 side. Elevate fighting, clawing, to try and seal the deal here, to try and not repeat the mistakes of Ancient. Get this one over the line. They'll get right to the precipice of it. I mean, that was just effective, right? More straightforward round. Nice headshots over on 8. Good execution. That's what you like to see. Just gotten to them to this point. Now just one more round needed.
I think the good news for Elevate is that they haven't necessarily needed to only rely on Dia. Yes, I mean, Snav is the one who's kind of carrying the load as well, but it's 2 players who are working together as opposed to only one who's having these ridiculous individual efforts, as was the case on Ancient. So that gives them, in my mind, a lot more hope to close this one out and actually split the series at 1-1. But M80, you look at their buy-up, it's still great. You know, they got the AWP, they got the 4 M4s. This one could likely be headed to, well, I have to say it now, Mike, overtime. It's very much
you said the word
on the cards.
You said the word. I mean, it's not going to be easy for Elevate, but this is their best chance. This is the moment. where you don't let anything get out of control. You don't have any limitations on your own buy. You seal the deal here. Made a confirmed bang on win. Up Periscope. Next cube being thrown. Set up by Snav, and they want to move behind it. 2 players coming up underpass. Swisher is watching for this.
Oh, this is really, really effective for Mobs and Swisher in terms of a crossfire. And Slacks already strikes for the first, then Swisher gets the second.
That's exactly the peak he was hoping for. That's what he was waiting for. There's a player in window. Oh, and they realize it. They realize it. That's exactly what they're telling them. Mobs comes in for the execution there. This is looking like they're moving right into the meat grinder. So many crosshairs trained on their position, and it's a flawless round for M80. No mistakes made. Now they just need one more, and we're looking at extra time.
I mean, he just wanted to play a lot of Counter-Strike today, I think, Mike, and get back into the swing of online CS since they've been playing so much LAN lately. Just they need some reps. You know, extend it a little bit longer. I'm kidding, of course, but my goodness, this has been a very back and forth, streaky BO2, and we're looking at potentially another overtime coming through here. Elevate, they're forcing up. It's actually a pretty respectable force up. 3 AKs, a Galil, and a Tech 9 with a good chunk of util. But I think the problem was, aside from that one round where they were super effective, M80 has really dominated here on their defensive end.
Smokes up. Through they go. Oh, Rex only got one out of that. That's the setup. Look at this. They're keeping it even so far. They give themselves a real good chance. The utilities all but run out. That last smoke has been dropped to try and give them a chance to get this plant down. Although a little late to stop the cross. Numbers now ticking away. That's a retake required of M80. They've got the kits. They've got the smokes. They need some kills to make this happen. And Dia hasn't been able to move off this spot. Now he's going to try and make the motion. Try and take the action. Spam on. Harassing. Making him uncomfortable, but he's still got the kill. The reload required.
Bullets.
And that'll be down to the 2v2. Smoke onto the bomb. Trying to close it here. Slacks on the angle. He's
what
got
a shot.
First. He knows he just has to go for the stick, and he's already on it. Does Shane realize he's not got the spam? He's not on.
6
he's got
HP.
the sidearm, and the bomb defused. 6 held the difference between the end of the map and where we are now. We're going for more.
Oh, not only that, but just running out of bullets earlier on the Elevate side, which could have been a 2K. I mean, he had the lineup. He just needed more ammunition, and it wasn't there. And then through the smoke, oh my gosh, will he be ever kicking himself after he watches that one back? It is just so unfortunate for Elevate. That close to getting the second map here in regulation, but it doesn't happen. M80, for the second time, are bringing us into overtime. Here we go, right into the thick of things. Swisher throwing that flashbang. Slacks with the AWP. Loves to peek out through mid here on Mirage. Diaz on the other side doing the same boost that M80 did. And, well, kind of a lot of nothing towards mid in the early goings. Elevate backing off. There's the util toss again. They're not taking any control off it. They're just trying to keep M80 committed towards this mid hold while they push towards the B site, which actually isn't that bad of an idea at all, because now you only have to worry about Sin. Well, this could work out for Elevate.
I might actually read this based on the nade angle as well. Do they expect the platform play? Big trouble on unless Sin goes huge here.
Just clear your corners, Elevate.
Here's the mollies. Now he knows. He's trying to calm this over. That pulls Slacks onto the angle. Oh, they don't know. They don't know. That's the problem. 1, 2, found, and Slacks connected as well. They didn't clear it. They didn't check. And it's a disastrous take for Elevate. Nothing doing. No space gained. And the first bout of overtime goes M80.
That smoke was more problematic for Elevate than anything else. It didn't really benefit them at all. Like, I know they were trying to maybe waterfall off of it, but because they throw it, they remove the chance of them spotting out the plat player. And then you saw what happened, obviously. 2 for Sin for free. Unbelievable stuff. M80 just has the overtime magic, it seems, here tonight, and they get the 13th and don't even lose a body. That's the craziest part. Shane coming through here for mid. And honestly, oh no, Swisher and Mobs get another couple. Dare manages to connect on the Mobs, but the thing is he takes so much damage. Look at Snav as well. They have only got 39 HP combined, and Dare is still hanging around here. He's obviously got the support of his teammate coming up from underpass, but it's so risky because Swisher is waiting here at Cat. Goodness me. Nice nade.
Sounding nades. Just a thumping, a thundering distance. Whoa, that's a heck of a peak. Finds the kill from Sin. And it all falls to peeping. You can do a little bit more than peeping in this round. And he won't be given the opportunity. You know, in many places, peeping is considered a sin, so perhaps that's fitting. But once again, M80, once we've gone to overtime, they're making short work of the competition here, John.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable stuff there. I mean, only losing one body throughout overtime so far. And it's, again, similar to what happened over on Ancient, where they were just, in the first 3 rounds, very few casualties and just clinical. And I think that time they started on their T side. This time it's CT side, and it's more of the same. So, Elevate. Need to find something here in overtime. 1 round would be excellent. And honestly, like I said, I think they played that previous one, the first overtime round, very well. And they kind of forced M80 into a tough spot with the utility they were throwing. They just, that one smoke at the end thrown onto Plat was the mistake. We'll see if they can get something here. And no! A resounding no! Malbs gets a 2K immediately as soon as he makes contact.
This has been the comfort play, right? The double underpass play from Elevate. They've gone to it a lot in regulation, and this time M80 called them out on it. That's Malbs just taking the swing, taking the fight, betting on himself, and winning. Now, ideal situation. You could play back on your default. You don't have to get overly antsy. You've got the massive advantage here. You know there's more presence here in mid. You're peeking ramp, so you know that's not a problem.
Oh.
A bit of an awkward fight. But it has left Shane low. 50 seconds on the clock. Slack's peeking. Some utility harassment to make sure they can't actually get in towards the site. Player in window. Self-boosting through. Rex taking all the space in towards ramp, and actually Slacks is going to adjust for this walkthrough. What a read from Slacks, but he can't hit the shot. Just jiggles it at the wrong moment, and he won't get it on the second face either, so now Rex in a lot of trouble. Swisher cleans out CT. They know Rex got to be here. Sandwich, that's red, and they seem to have forgotten it. They didn't go for the full clear. It all falls just to 1. Dare, what do you got for us? Molotov to make him uncomfortable, but he's got the kill. A clutch now up, and just in the nick of time, he'll get the bomb planted. Rex was just trying to play that for the timer. But Dare's been able to slip it. He's back in. There's the swing, but Sin still comes out on top. Ping be damned.
What an adjustment from Sin there. I mean, there's no way he didn't even realize that he had gone past the bomb site and already gone to cover towards Tetris, and Sin still makes the adjustment perfectly, gets the frag, 22 for him. And I think what's really phenomenal about M80 is that even when Malbs isn't doing Malbs things and popping off to be at the top of the scoreboard, they've still got that foundation. They've still got the players there who can come out and, as a unit, dominate their opposition when they have to. So that's been their bread and butter since their creation, since the squad's creation, I should say. And now we're up to 15-12. Only 1 round required for M80 to close this out. Man, they have just been flawless in overtime, even when they're challenged. Double op coming through from Elevate. We don't see this nearly as much in CS2 as we saw in CSGO. Largely in part because we don't have MR15 anymore. But technically we are in MR15 for both these maps. Dare! Oh, goodness me! Rek is just going to deliver bullets to his face, and it's a 5v4.
That's brutal. That's brutal. They're looking to find some form. This has been a tough game for him, and he knows it. Trying anything now to have some impact. The chase up on the Molotov. They've got all this space. They just need to cross the bomb. And they know it. Smoke gonna go in. Question is, does Elevate wait for this utility to fade, or they try and go through it? They'll wait it. They'll respect it for now. Gets peeping into position here out towards CT. Takes care of Mob in jungle. Big early critical kill. But still, the timer's their biggest enemy now. That's going to be the big threat. Swisher's going for the big rotation, the giga move all the way back around in towards mid. It's up to his teammates to slow them down now.
Is Rek going with him? No.
You know, he has to move off because of the smoke. He just knows he can't do anything. Player's already on the bomb. There's going to be the tap, and Swisher hasn't got the defuse.
No way!
He does! He's found it! Peeping can't find the bomb in the smoke, and down he goes! Swisher, in the nick of time from the catwalk, secures the map for M80. It's again exactly what we saw on Ancient. We go to overtime and then flawless from there on out. I mean, really, this one felt like it was on a script.
Yeah, it really did. That's just unbelievable. And not to mention, Swisher's the one who gets the most important frags at the end of overtime, as was the case on Ancient. It was a 3K on Ancient. There's a 2K. I love...